balaleli ngolwesine lapho esikhuluma khona ku the girls table ngohlelo lwethu lapha esikhuluma khona ngama issues that affect young women. I am your host Bekezela Mguni, and namhlanje ngile onesisa Dube ovela Hillside Teachers College, and then we'll be joined by Christine Mwaluza via a phone call ovela Bindura University of Science Education. Onesisa bingelela bantu. Today we are talking about the effect of power cuts on tertiary students. Ukuhamba kogetsi ukuthi kusihlukumeza njani njengabantwana be-university. Onesisa, please ungabingelela abantu.
Salubonani Bulawayo, salubonani Mthwakazenda, lonke le right ngezindawo.
Uma ufuna ukuba ingxenye yalolu hlelo, thumela imessage yakho ku WhatsApp ye Skyz Metro 0774 0446 0100. Onesisa sikhuluma ngama effects of ama power cuts. So ngicela usichazele kabanzi ukuthi kulihlukumeza kanjani as students ukuhlala kungela gets, be it esikolo, be it endlini, kulihlukumeza njani as a student ukuhlala kungela gets.
Okay, I'm a student at Hillside Teachers College, and most of the times sifike college vele amagetsi ayabe ngasekho, singena ekseni, which means there is no Wi-Fi. Yokuthi ngoba vele these days sisebenzisa Wi-Fi most of the time, so kunzima ukusebenza ngoba singela Wi-Fi. Most of the times we use the library, which is the only place I have the Wi-Fi, because it has solar, of which it affects us most of the cases because Wi-Fi yethu is congested. We can't even use our laptops ukuthi si type. We can't even print our assignments at on time, so it's affecting us really bad.
Okay, thank you. Christine, welcome to the show. I've just asked, what is the impact of ukuhamba kwamagetsi? How does it affect you, these power cuts, in your studies as a tertiary student? Christine, hello. Christine?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so ever since we entered the COVID era, there was a notable growth in online classes, which are highly dependent on the use of Wi-Fi and electrical gadgets. To recharge often. Now, power cuts, which can sometimes be unpredictable. Cases where the students missed vital online classes overall. Online lectures aside, they have also affected studying schedules and the ability to fulfill other related tasks since learning is now more computerized. Like, for instance, sometimes...
Hello, we can't hear you. Okay, thank you. Over to you, Onesisa. What do you think should be done to ease the issue of electricity for you as students so that you're not affected? Isn't you saying sometimes when there's no electricity, you guys depend on Wi-Fi, and when there is no electricity, that means you cannot work because the Wi-Fi then will be down. Yes. So what do you think should be done?
Okay, like I mentioned before, I was saying ukuthi at Hillside we have indawo that has solar, of which solar, like we use it all, like most of the times. So I think the government can help us there. Ukuthi they solarize indawo, like they put solar systems like on all institutions, so that nxa kungela magetsi, at least we can access Wi-Fi maybe through the solar system, and also lokuthi sikwanise ukuthi sisebenzise ama electronic gadgets ethu, because we need them like all the time. Now the times are changing, IT is taking over, so we really need electricity so that we maintain this IT thing that is going on.
Do you stay on campus?
No, I don't.
So what do you do when you are at home? Because I take it you are at school during the day. What happens when you have exams and you want to study for the exams? Because the issue of power cuts, it's not only in our schools, even at home. But you are a student, even if you're at home, you need to read for your exams. how then do you work around that,
Okay, yeah, that one is very tricky because, hey, when you're at home and there is no zesa, like you are done for, it's either uyasebenzisa ikhandlela or you use okay, thanks to Econet, there are those solar lights that are given, watching Econet or even phandle, like in name, you buy them. So those are the things that you use. But if you don't have those, then you have to wait for amagetsi ugutabwe, of which they come at around 10-11. So that's the time when we start working the. So that's the only thing, nothing else at home. Like most of the people that I know, they use it's either a candle or they use those solar lights.
It's unfortunate. It's too bad that we have to use amakhandlela at urban areas. I wonder how those in rural areas are really working around this. Christine, let us know, Uguti, what do you think should be done to ease the issue of electricity for us students? And we are not talking about only people who are staying res in our institutions, but we are talking about someone who is at home, who goes to school during the day, then they have to read for the exams and everything. So what do you think should be done to ease the issue of power cuts?
Okay, I think that institutions should work towards having access to renewable energy for when there are power cuts. Like instead of having generators as the main source of electricity during power cuts, they can use solar power. Some may argue that solar power is more expensive initially to set up as compared to purchasing a generator. However, the operating cost of solar powers actually decrease in the long run as compared to generators. Also, since solar power is renewable, there's a reduction in air pollution and noise pollution, which occurs when we're using generators. And also, having a backup source of power on campus isn't just beneficial to the students who are on campus. In the event that we have students who stay off campus, it will be beneficial to them in as much as they may be limited in terms of time of going back to their campus, to their residential places and the like. They can just make use of the time that they have on campus during the day to use the power that will be there. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. I noticed there you've even touched the issue of dealing with climate change. I hope the government will listen to this, because these young women are saying, let's go solar energy, please, to deal with this situation of power cuts. Anyway, I was reading around, I love reading. So as I was reading, someone said they feel the use of technology is useless now that there are long hours of load shedding. What do you guys think? Do you think it's useless for us to continue using this technology, posting umsebenzi wesikolo on Google Classroom? Is it useless to have technology when we always do not have electricity? What's your say? What do you guys have to say? Christine?
So, in the absence of electricity, the use of devices is limited to their battery life, and the chances that internet services are down are also high. So, seeing as most of studying and research is done on phones and laptops, it means that to power them up are now unavailable. We may as well revert back to making use of hard copy text is our main source of information, because as long as I have no way to maybe charge my phone or charge my laptop, which contains all of my documents, I don't really have a way to study or do anything. So I would say that it's useless to some extent. However, some may disagree with that. So I would like for them to ponder upon the question of if use of technology is highly useful in the absence of electricity, why then do rural areas which have high energy poverty not have as much technology as other factors put aside? Thank you.
Siyamuzwa Christine lapha. If you've just joined us, you are listening to the Girls Table, a show that talks about issues that affect young women, and today we are talking about the effects of power cuts on tertiary students. Nxa uqeda ukusijoyina bakithi thumela umlayezo yakho ku Skyz Metro WhatsApp number 077-446-0100 lawe utsho umbono wakho. Kodwa ke singakakuzwa onosisa ake sithini sinatha amanzi. I'd want to know. Hello? Onesisa, what do you have to say about this? What do you think? Do you think the use of technology is really useful with these power cuts?
Okay, it's just that the thing with Zimbabweans, you always learn to live around the situation that we have on the ground. So now the thing is, the issue of technology, it's more like becoming useless. But when everything is said and done, I think it is becoming useless in the sense that you find out we have power cuts that last for 12 hours. Of which in most cases, the phones, the laptops, the iPads, the tablets that we use, they can last maybe up to 4 hours. So for those privileged students who maybe can buy data and maybe have more than one electronic gadget, they are able to survive within the time when there is load shedding, which makes it the issue of IT is useless. But then it is, because let's say in schools we didn't have those solar systems whereby we go to the library and then we access the electronic gadgets. Then what? Which means we are not able to use those IT gadgets, the electronics and the Wi-Fi. So I think to some extent it is now becoming very useless. I think it's better to read a book because it's always there than waiting imelele internet, which is there only when there is Wi-Fi. And even when we have the data, I don't know what happens, but even the network is very slow. It's really hard to work.
I think Onesisa, these young women are saying ukusebenzisa technology with these long hours of load shedding useless. Asazi wena mlaleli ukuthi umbono wakho uthini, because usikhuluma ngokuthi umuntu kumele athole information to read kubo Google Classroom, and bakhuluma ngokuthi sometimes nxa kungela gets vele even network iyabe islow, ungazube layo idata, so it becomes so difficult for them ukuthi baqhubekele phambili ngendaba zabo zesifundo. But well, on that note, how have you guys survived with these power cuts?
Okay, yeah. So the thing now is we survive with what is on the ground. Like if you come go Blawayo, if you can't access some kids, say at school, we come here in town. There are places where you go. Okuhlala siwazi ukuthi noma kungela magetsi town, they're always there. We use them. For example, some of the hillside teacher students, they use the internet cafe, one of the internet cafe here in town. Yeah, iyasinceda kakhulu. We go there, we use the Wi-Fi. It's really fast because you pay for it for 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 as long. So hamba ngesikhwama sakho. And then ezindlini, like I said, we use lights that we buy, even the smart lights. They stay on. Those are the things that we use. Awakho effective wona njengokuthi nxa kulamagetsi kunjani, but then we live impilo yaqhubeka.
Bathi bona sithi sebethole ezinye indlela zokuphila ukuthi nxa kungela getsi uyasuka ahambe kwezinye indawo la ababhadalela khona i-internet, but still that means you are paying more than you are supposed to pay.
Yeah, we
If fees inzima, ule mali ku fees oyibhadalayo towards the Wi-Fi. But because there is no electricity, besides even usendlini, now you have to travel to ECBD to access the network. It becomes really difficult. Christina, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes. How are you guys there in Pindura? Managing with these long hours of load shedding. Onesisa said this site, they go to some places, especially if there's no electricity, they go to some places to access the network where they pay, you know. So what do you guys do that side?
Oh, yeah, I understand the issue of internet cafes. This site, however, we've just tried to adjust to the times when the electricity is available, which can be sometimes difficult, especially for off-campus students, because it's not always predictable when the electricity is coming back or when it's for how long it's going to be available for. And some have also resorted to using the school libraries in some instances, or maybe going for study sessions to friends' houses in order to be able to access either the electricity or hard copy sources of information. It's honestly a matter of what's the most available at the moment. And some have also resorted to using data, which is an added expense really, because had there been electricity, students would just have been using the Wi-Fi.
Okay, thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies, for gracing us with your presence. I hope we learned something. I hope the government that we asked ukuthi basifakele ama-solar energy ezikolo zethu basizwisisile, because this is making our lives difficult as students. Ukuthi sokumele uye kwenye indawo khona kukhana ukugada uyabukade ungazimiselanga ukuya kwenye indawo uqala ukuthenga idatha. That's an added expense ngenxa yokuthi uyafuna ukufunda. Abantwana bathi kumbe sibuyele kuma textbooks esiyabe sihamba siwathwele, but then digital age. Thank you, ladies. Akade besilalele, siyabonga. Continue listening to our shows, and if you want to be part of this show, you can send a message on my DM, Sikulume. This is a show for everyone, every university student in Zimbabwe. Siyabonga balaleli for tuning in. The Girls Table. Until next time, bye.